So hello everybody, welcome back. So I'm going to talk to you right now about miscalculations that you're doing in your shopping for your prepping situation. And I hope the situation with you is different, and you don't need any of these things that I'm going to tell you. And you know that you are doing better and okay and whatever. So anyway, before I continue, I wanted to remind you that if you wanted to buy me a coffee, you can do that in the link down below. And if you wanted to help me out, you can also send an Amazon gift card in the email down below. And if you wanted to read more about these hard time situations, I do have several books in different topics about this in the Gumroad page. The link is also down below. So anyway, right now we have been with my neighbor who is sick for the last 2 weeks. So basically, because he doesn't have money to go to a clinic, and you can't go to a hospital because the hospitals are collapsed or they have nothing, or basically going to a hospital, it will be probably more expensive than you taking care of anything at your house. This is a situation in which you will have to buy and get a lot of things that you are supposed to get for your house that is usually available in hospitals. Let me explain this. For whatever reason, you are going to stay home, and for whatever reason, you probably need quarantine materials, that are important, like, doors and stuff. Why do I mention this? Well, because there are places that you go and literally they don't have doors. It's like rooms are connected through hallways and they don't have doors. And every time that you have a door, you want to have the doors that are with copper materials, because the copper will not allow the bacteria to grow as fast as iron. So you might want to consider that in terms of the doorknobs and stuff like that. I have mentioned this in other videos. But anyway, the shopping list that you are miscalculating a hell of a lot is number one. I have mentioned this before. If you are going to apply treatment that needs to be in the blood, then you will need the syringes. Now, anything that the nurse requires in the hospital, if you're going to take a nurse into your house, you will also need to provide the nurse with everything that she gets there, meaning disposable items like gloves, mask, and protection gear. And you will also need to provide to the patient straws, because most of the time, any kind of sickness will mean that you are either too weak and swallowing might be difficult or impossible. So, we had to give up give up to the neighbor the box that I have with the disposable straws. This is important. You can get straws that are reusable as long as they are yours, and as long as you understand that if you are sick and you're going to reuse the same straws, you probably need to boil them, or you might need to use a hell of a lot of chlorine and stuff. And this means that if you only have one straw that is reusable, you might need 3 or 5 per person. And I do mean per person, because if you're sick, you cannot use those straws for anybody else. And if you have 5 people in your home, then you will need 5 boxes of disposable straws. How many? Well, about 200 straws. per box. That will last you roughly, about a month. Sometimes a little bit less, But roughly, every time that you're sick, you will use that. So you are also going to need a pill crusher. Why? Well, because if you have problems swallowing and you need to take pills, then how the hell are you going to swallow it? So you need the pill crushers. You will also need the pill cutters. And here is also the deals. You will need Yelcos. And the Yelcos will be different for the adults and the kids. But here is also the deal. There are people like me, my mom, and others that it's very difficult to get them the IV and everything because their veins are very thin, so they are like a child. So if you buy everything in an adult size, because all of the people in your group are adults, you might not be able to use them because they are too big for certain people, like me or my mom, like I said, or whatever, because we have very small kind of veins. So that's why you want to try to kind of have a guess of the number that this thing goes through. Usually they start by 20, 22, 24, 26 or something like that. And it's important that you get 2 or 3, if possible, per person. And again, this is for when you need to apply medication through the blood and stuff like that. So, it's important. The Yelcos, the butterflies, and like I said, they have different numbers, so you might need to check with somebody that it's a nurse or whatever, and they will tell you, what is the best thing. And you will need roughly about 3 per person. And this is, again, per person, and this is specifically for that person. So, for example, if your husband requires number 24, then it's 3 of 24, and that will be for him. If you are going to try to get the 24 for you, you might not be able to use it because it is too big for you. So, you want to try to figure this one out. And like I said, Yelcos, butterflies. Oh, and by the way, the one that gets the worst is, and this one is like the 5th time that, oh crap, it is something like we have to run to try to get it to a freaking pharmacy, is the freaking tape, medical tape. And here is why. Because medical tape, if you buy it in a brand that is regular, it will have an expiration date. And this one is not like medicine that you may be able to take even though it's expired or whatever. Oh, hell no. When the medical tape, it loses the strength or the glue or whatever, then it's literally useless. And then you just lost the freaking thing, and then you gotta go and try to get on rent and get it. So you want to buy a very, and I do mean very, very good brand of that one. Because if it costs you $5 and the other one is $3, but when you are going to use it, it's worth nothing, then, oh crap, spend the $5 because then you will not have to spend the freaking gasoline, try to get the freaking tape. So, no, hell no. Try to get a very good brand. The brand that is usually one of the best is the 3M branding thing. And it will depend upon whether you get the thing that is original or the thing that is being counterfeited. Because that is what I told you in other videos. Materials that are medical, like syringes, Yelcos, butterflies, tapes, and everything, globes, oh crap, all of those things will be imported from companies from China and India or whatever, and they will literally become useless. I'm not freaking joking. You need to try them before you store them. Because if you store them and then you try them, thinking that you have them, here is what will happen. Number one, the nurse that is there is probably charging you per hour. And she probably has other people that she needs to go to. And, it's going to be like a nightmare. Trying to coordinate you getting all of these things that you thought you had, because now they are useless. I mean, I have had this problem with the gloves. Every time that we go to the dentist, and my friends go to the dentist or whatever, they keep complaining of the same thing. The gloves, but try putting them on, and they will break as soon as you try them on. It's like you try to fit them and the thing will break, and you can't wear them. So if you buy a box of 100 of those things, they are literally useless, because if they break as soon as you are trying to put them on, then it's like you having nothing. So when you are buying medical equipment, you need to make sure that they are branded. You also need to make sure that they are not counterfeited. And number three, you need to make sure it is the right size. Because if the nurse that is taking care of you, have a small hand or a very big hand, and the gloves that you have in your house are size, the opposite size, or they're too big or too small, then, it's going to be a problem. And here's the deal. You don't know what the size of the nurse is going to be, because you're going to go with whatever nurse is available. It's not like you're going to call ahead, oh, hell, you know what, Susan, I'm going to need you to come to my house in 3 years and 2 hours from now, because, I think I might be able to get you to do whatever. No, hell no, so you gotta try to have the 3 sizes, and you want to try to have 10 of the gloves and 10 of the mask. The mask, you might be able to get away with, a standard size or whatever. But, it's important that you understand that the materials need to be not counterfeited. For that, the only way to do that is try them. We just bought a box of 50 syringes, for all these problems that we're having with my neighbors and everybody getting sick or whatever. And literally half of them, we try, are like you put the syringe and you open it and then you push it or whatever. Oh, hello, they broke. Half of them. So that is, out of the 50, we only used 25 that were okay. The other 25 went to the toilet. And I do mean that. They are just useless. Why? Well, because we bought them in a pharmacy, but they put the box wasn't sealed, and they just put all the syringes in there, and they were different brands. And not only that, because when you buy syringes, you tell them how many cc's are there supposed to be, 3, 5, or 10. We buy them here like that. So we say, give me a box of 5 cc's, give me 50. So they will take all whatever, and then they will put it in a box, or they will just put it in a plastic bag and they will give it to you. They will not give you the sealed box. And when this happens, and it's not like there is a good brand for those things. Because sometimes the bad brand, it will be good. And sometimes the good brand, it will have, one that it just doesn't work. So what you want is to keep with the brand that you think is best, and you also want to keep the supplier being the same. Because if for whatever reason you have different suppliers or different branding, you will probably get screwed in half of the material that you're buying. And you also need to write down in the boxes, especially in the tape boxes. Try not to throw away the boxes of the tapes. The medical tape, you do need to have the date on it, like best used by or whatever. That date is very, very, very important, because you are going to need a lot of that material, you know. Now, in terms of gauzes or the bandages and stuff, the bandages are also going to have a problem because of the glue. And this is going to go insane, because let's say that you have 100 bandages, like the ones that are usually for kids and stuff. Yeah, they're going to be useless if they are not used by the date that they are supposed to be used. So, but however, certain things like the gauze and others, since they come in packages and they are used cloth, they are going to be okay. Whatever you require that has an expiration date, you want to try to write it down in big, with a marker or something, so that you can understand where is, your limit. Because this is going to be, like a problem and an issue. And in your medical items, you may also want to include dental floss. Obviously, unscented and, no mint, no nothing. Just simple, plain, regular thing, because that will be useful for a hell of a lot of things, And it's important that you also have an agenda that has at least, and I do mean like at least, 10 phone numbers and contact information for nurses that will go to your house. And also the doctors that will go to your house. Not all doctors will go to your house, especially if it is a pandemic. And not all nurses will do it either. And each time, oh, by the way, also, every time that you get a nurse that goes into your house and she is going to take care of somebody during the night, you will need to provide them with a thermos filled with coffee. And maybe disposable cups, or a cup that that you will need to wash properly later or whatever. But she will very likely not want to use that cup with somebody else, so you might need to mark it like with a name or something, so that she will know that this one is hers and hers only. Because when the nurse comes into your house, basically she needs coffee, she needs the materials that you're supposed to be working with, she needs food, or whatever she asks for. You also need to provide toilet paper and things inside the bathroom, and the hand sanitizer and materials for her to clean herself once or twice every hour that she's there. Because every time that she touches the materials that she is, handling, she will need to wash her hands. And if you don't have a lot of water, you need a lot of hand sanitizer for her. And like I said, these are things that you will think that they will come, with the territory, and the nurse will probably bring them or whatever. But the truth is that the nurse will probably come with nothing. And she will expect you to provide everything. Like 99% of the time. Because if she has to provide it herself, she will charge you probably 2 or 3 times the money that you are expecting to pay. And like I said, you also want to keep in mind that the nurse will also need a place to sit down and to be near the patient. So it's important, because you can't expect her to be just standing up all the time. So you might need to put like a sofa or something near the patient. And I have said it before, every time that you have a patient that sleeps a lot, you need the special kind of bed sheeting that is for allergy people. It's like anti-allergic thing. and it's for people that will lose dead skin or stuff, because people that are on bed for over a week, they will develop problems with their skin unless they have the special bed sheeting. And this one is called antiscara. I don't know how the hell you call that in English, but you will need that in that particular bed, because if you're using regular bedding, then you will need to change the bed every day, which is going to be a problem, especially if you don't have water or whatever. So, and you will probably, at the end, you will probably need to change the mattress. And I do mean the mattress. The mattress will be contaminated, especially if it is a contagious disease. So this is why you need that special kind of sheeting, bed sheeting. And it's also very, very, very important that you understand that the person that you're dealing with will be inside the room, very likely all the freaking time. And so that person will require something to go to the toilet, like peeing and, pooping and whatever. So you will need a hell of a lot of cleaning materials for them. The nurse will will clean the people with a sponge and stuff like that. So you need that. And you will also need a hell of a lot of vitamins that are specific for the immune system, and vitamin D, which is the one that is provided by the sun. And you will also need magnesium and other vitamins and stuff, but you will need to figure this one out with your doctor, because certain brands are not good because they will have gluten, or because they will not have the amount that you are supposed to get for your particular patient or whatever. So it's important that you understand this one. You are going to spend a hell of a lot of money into vitamins and stuff like that, into preparing the bed sheeting and the cleaning, into giving things to the nurse, into giving things to whoever comes and helps the nurse. Because if you are doing it, like you are doing the cleaning and you're doing everything, that's fine. But if you're a person that if you see blood, you throw up, or if you see vomit, you throw up, or if you see poop, you throw up, then oh hell no, you gotta hire somebody that will be willing to go through all these things that are gross with the person that the nurse is taking care of, because the nurse is there to help you with the patient, but not with the cleaning process, and not with the bedding situation. The nurse will not do the laundry, okay? That is on you. The nurse will not clean the floor. That is on you. The nurse will not clean a hell of a lot of things. That is on you. So, all of this is important that you understand when you're taking care of someone. And this is a pace for a person that it is just going to be there. And by the way, the usual treatment for having somebody in bed, it will last anything from 2 weeks up to 40 days. So you need to prepare accordingly to that. Okay? You cannot think that this is going to be like in the movies, that the person is done in 2 or 3 days. Oh hell no. The person will be done in roughly 2 weeks to a month. And sometimes up to 40 days, depending upon the wounds and depending upon the healing factor that each person will have. And if you are dealing with wounds that are very severe, the nurse will also require the suture kits and the stuff like that. I do have, in the Amazon wishlist, I have several of the medical items that, that are there. You might want to take a look at that one if you don't know what the hell to look for. If not, you can also get a book. There is another book that it's on Amazon. It's about medicines and emergency medicine when you don't have, when there are no doctors, no hospitals, no nothing. So you will need all of that. that one will provide you with a better list. And remember, I am not a doctor. I just happen to be dealing with my neighbor who is sick, and I have other people that I deal with that are sick, because I have people that I need to provide all of these things for the people that I have that is family, and some friends are also always asking for the same things. So, just a quick review. The patient won't be able to swallow, so straws per person. If you need blood things, then you need the syringes, the gel coats, the butterflies, the hoses, medical hoses, and stuff like that. And and there are other things that you probably want to go. Some of this equipment, like the wheelchair and others, you will be able to rent. And there will be other people that will be able to sell you used things of those. And you may also want to consider getting at least a couple of canes for the whole family. Like, canes for supporting when somebody is weak and they need to go to the bathroom or toilet or whatever. Now, the cane is different for each person. There are people that cannot hold the cane that doesn't have the four legs, but others will do perfectly with one that is one. So I don't know. But I do know that a lot of people ask for canes, in the social media. When they are like, oh my God, my mom is walking, but she doesn't want the support for the whole walking thing. She wants the cane because it's better for her or whatever. So all the other things, like the crutches, the wheelchair, whatever, quite frankly, I will not buy them. I wouldn't buy them because it is money that you're going to need for something else, and it's a space that you're also going to need for something else. So what you do is, if you need them, you either rent them or you ask for somebody to donate them or sell them to you used, okay, when you need them. Those things you can actually, hold, and buy as needed. However, I have another medical supply, that video that will tell you the medical devices that you probably want to have, because those, oh my God, quite frankly, it sucks. Every time that, you go to somebody when they are sick, and they're like, yeah, I just don't know my blood pressure. What the hell? Get your own, the blood pressure cuffing thing, or the tensiometer thing, I don't know the name in English, or the spinenagometer thing, I don't know. But point being that, I have another video on that one. So I just wanted to let you know that the supplies for these medical emergencies are going to be very important. And you want to have them before you call the nurse. Because if the nurse comes to your house and she's charging you per hour, and then, she's like, where the hell is the medical tape? I cannot do this without the medical tape. Or this medical tape is useless because it's expired, or because the brand is a bad brand, or things like that. And then you take 3 hours trying to get the freaking thing and then come back. So let's say that you have to pay the nurse $10 per hour. You just wasted $30. And worse, you just wasted time, which is not something that you can buy or get back. So, it's very important. And there are ice packs that are chemical. Quite frankly, I have had terrible luck with those. Like, terrible luck. I do not know if it is because I do not know how to use them properly or whatever. But, because here we have power outages all the time. When you have power outages all the time, you don't have ice. And if you're going to be, in pain and you need something to stop swallowing, you need ice or something like that, yeah, not getting it. So I bought the ice packs that are, that are supposed to be like you shake them and then you break them and stuff. Yeah, I have had terrible luck with those. They don't work. Like I said, I don't know if it is the brand, I don't know if it is me, but quite frankly, I can tell you that if this happened to me, it very likely will happen to you also. So do not count on you, being able to have ice with those things unless you have them and you know how to use them and you have tried them. And those, again, put the expiration date with a very big marker, because that thing, they might not be able to work because they are expired. So there are things that you need to have them with the proper expiration date, written very big. And I hope to God that you do not need any of these things. And I don't even know if it is, legal for you to get these things. There are places that won't even sell you medicine without, having all these things. However, there are places that you could get these things, because when you say that your patient is not going to the hospital, but rather you will keep them at home, you might be able to get all these supplies. So, I don't know. Whatever it is for you, I just wanted you to know that getting these things, by the way, keep your insurance information at hand, because most of the time, the insurance will provide you with the money back or something, if you buy them and the patient is covered. I just found out that one also because of all the situations lately. And in fact, there are insurance companies that will take you the medicines to your house, and they will provide a paramedic every I think every 48 hours. They will come to your house and make sure that everything is okay, and they will provide all of these things because it is within the insurance policy. Not all insurance policies will cover in-house hospitalization, but a lot will. So you need to know all of this information beforehand. Because here is also the deal. If you buy all of these things, let's say now, and then you get the insurance info or whatever, and then next year you actually need to use them, what you do is you basically buy them again and then you use the one that you already got, and then the one that you just get that the insurance is going to pay, those you store. A lot of people is doing that, It's like I bought 20 syringes and the insurance is, is paying me 2. So those new 2 I'm going to add to my supplies, and I'm still going to have the 20. See what I mean? So it will be a thing about rotating the materials and rotating the items, because now they will be paid for the insurance. But you will always have the supply that you got in the beginning. So, all of these things, it's important that, you keep in mind when you are doing the shopping and when you're doing your calculations for all of these, problems and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you again soon.